going to be an attempt to teach people how to play blackjack the correct way. I'm dealing from a one-deck shoe, which I know it's hard to find a one-deck shoe, and I know they're always dealt face down nowadays, and that's because of card counters. The casinos want the cards to be face down, but for this demonstration purpose, I'm going to deal them face up because I'm just going to have to turn them over. You can still count the cards face up or face down, it doesn't matter. What I'm going to try to explain to you now is what most people never do. They never tell, the cards tell a story, and right now they're telling you a story. And instead of counting the cards right now, I'm just going to ask you what they tell. Of course, you can't answer me, so I'm going to tell you what they're telling me. They're going to tell me there's 1, 2, 3, 4 sevens out there. It's a single deck shoe, so that means, guess what? There's no more sevens left in the deck. You're the only one that knows that because you just learned how to do that. Also, there's 1, 2, 3, 5 showing. Fives are always bad for the player and good for the house. You want the deck or shoe to be depleted in fives, as many as possible, and rich in aces. And that brings us to the next point. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 cards dealt. And believe it or not, that is more than 35% of the cards that you're going to be able to play, because the dealers in the casinos are always going to cut the shoe or cut the deck. And those bottom cards are not going to be playable. Usually they'll cut at least 50% of the deck or the shoe. Especially in a 1 or 2 deck shoe, they're going to cut at least 50% of the cards, so you're not going to get to play those. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 cards is pretty much 35 or so percent of the cards that are going to be played. So you got a 17 and a 13, a 15, an 8, and a 12 against a 5. So you know you're going to leave this hand alone. You're going to leave this hand alone and this hand alone, and you're going to hit this hand. Never double on an 8. Whoops, now we know that there's 4 5s and 4 7s gone. This is a 12 against the dealer's 5, so you stay with that. The dealer has a 15, and guess what? You won all the hands. Of course, the casino won't let you play more than 3 hands unless you're on a cruise ship, and not all of them will let you play more than 3. There's always a reason why the casino will stop you from doing something or limit you to doing certain things, and in this case, they'll only allow you to play three hands at a time. There's a reason for that, because the more hands you play, the better your odds are. Okay, now we're going to count the cards. And we've been over that. You can read about that. That 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 has a +1 value. The 7, 8, 9 has no value. The Ace, King, Queen, Jack, 10 have a -1 value. So, what I do is I look at this and I glance at it and I say -1, because these two cancel each other. -2, -1, nothing, -1, even, +1, +2, +3. So you're at a +3, all the 7s are gone, all the 5s are gone, and no aces have come. The aces are the most important thing, but if you can track aces and 5s at the same time, then you'll do a lot better playing the game. And we knew an ace was coming, and there it is. And the dealer got 1 too. Well, that's kind of bad luck, but that's the way it goes. Now, you're at a +3, so you've got a 9 and a 6. You have to hit that against an ace. Now you've got an 18. You're going to wave on that one. You've got a 9 and a 19. An 18, you're going to stay. An 18, you're going to stay. At a 19, you're not going to hit that. The dealer's got a 20 and you lost. So remember, track the aces, track the 5s. 5s are bad for you. You always want them depleted or out of the shoe. And see, we'd never get to play the rest of these cards because the hand would be over, or the shoe or the game would be over, because they're never going to let you play the bottom part of the cards. They're always going to cut them away. And there's about 100 other things you need to remember, but I'm only going to cover a few in this session. When you do get to a high plus count, always remember to not increase your bet until the plus count starts back down. If you're at a +5 running count and the next round you go down to a +3, well, then it's time to bet. Never bet when the cards are going up or when the count's going up. Always bet when the high count or good plus count is going back down. Position is always important too. You want to play third base if you can, which is the last seat to the dealer's right, and always get up and leave when you get 30% ahead, 35, 40% ahead. Always get up and leave, never play the money back. Blackjack tournaments are the best risk-reward game you can play. Once you learn basic strategy and you learn how to play blackjack tournaments, that is by far the best game that you can play, because it'll cost you anywhere from $20 to $150 to play in a blackjack tournament. The $20 tournament will pay you about $1,000 to $2,000 return, so you're risking $20 or $25 to win $1,000 or $2,000. $150 tournament will return you $20,000, like in Tunica, Mississippi. I played in a blackjack tournament there, and first place paid $20,000 cash. Always make sure to learn what the rules are, especially in a tournament, because some of them have time limitations where they'll only allow you to play or give you a certain amount of time before they'll call a clock on you, just like in poker. You have to make your decisions based